My cheating wife admitted to hating our kids and revealed a prior affair on hidden recordings. She got pregnant by a younger affair partner. I divorced her. She lost everything including her family, and now I'm free and thriving. The chill in the air wasn't just the encroaching autumn. It was the cold dread that had settled in my stomach. What started with a bunny, a foolish act of misguided kindness, had unraveled into a tapestry of betrayal, woven with lies and clandestine meetings. My wife, the woman I had built a life with for nearly 2 decades, was pregnant with another man's child. The BK nickname the kids had given her, initially about the bunny, now felt like a cruel foreshadowing. My eldest, bless her brave little heart, was the first crack in the facade. Her timid confession about Mama's special friend on Saturdays was the catalyst. It snapped me out of my naive complacency. The sudden mood swings, the venomous insults, the dramatic lockouts, it all clicked into place. The internet and a trusted counselor had given me the words, hormones and projection. She was pregnant, and she was cheating. The cameras arrived at work, discreetly, efficiently. Setting them up felt like a violation. But the alternative was a slow, agonizing descent into unknowing. The first week confirmed my darkest fears. Footage of my wife and her former colleague, a man a decade her junior, moving through my home, laughing, touching. My sister, to whom I finally confided, had seen the signs too. Vague brushes, too close conversations. She and her husband, my brother-in-law, became my silent allies. The GPS tracker in her car revealed the truth of her girls' nights. They followed her, recording him rubbing her belly, a gesture that sent a jolt of icy certainty through me. 3 months along. No way it was mine. The fabricated business trip was a cruel trick, but one she embraced with sickening glee. Her eagerness for my absence was a dagger to the heart. Who was this woman? The question echoed in the hollow space of my chest. She wasn't the woman I married. She was a stranger, a pod person, an alien. I forced myself to stop trying to make sense of it. There was no sense to be found in such profound deceit. My sister and Bil took the kids, a prearranged visit to auntie and uncle in the city. It was the opening my wife had been waiting for. Hours after I left, AP arrived. I watched it all from a motel room, the laptop a window into my crumbling life. Their laughter, their jokes at my expense, their casual discussion of their baby and how to hide it. Then, the words that would forever define her. He can't have them. Our children, dismissed with a wave of her hand, may inconveniences in her pursuit of a do-over baby. My boring presence, her financial stability, all that mattered. The laptop nearly met the floor, but I restrained myself, a cold beer a small comfort. Sleep wouldn't come easily. The next morning, the anger hardened into resolve. I was a kind man, calm, patient. But pushed this far, I would become her worst nightmare. I walked into the law firm, bypassing the pleasantries, and asked for their meanest divorce lawyer. When I showed him the footage, the devilish grin that spread across his face confirmed I had found my weapon. The sheriff's visit, the serving of papers on a day the kids were at school, was a performance I watched unfold on my various screens. Her initial panic, the frantic call to the police, the saccharine smile she wore as she played the victim. But I had prepared. The cameras, positioned meticulously, captured every lie she uttered, every threat she made to ruin my life, every false accusation of abuse. When the officers arrived, hot-blooded and ready for a showdown, I was calm. "Let me show you the evidence," I said, handing over the laptop. The footage of her confessing her plan to frame me, then her theatrical phone call to the police, played out before them. No marks, multiple angles, a clear narrative of her deception. The thumb drive, loaded with all the evidence, sealed her fate. The handcuffs clicked. Her screams were the wails of a cornered animal. My heart, once hers, felt nothing but a cold satisfaction. As they led her away, I cut off her credit cards, stopped joint bank payments. The years she'd worked, the savings she'd accumulated, would now bail her out. Her parents, initially enraged by her fabricated story, soon saw the truth on my laptop. Their disgust was palpable. They disowned her over the phone, their voices laced with heartbreak and shame. We did not raise her to be a selfish, adulterous bitch who would try to frame her own husband. The words hung in the air, a final judgment. When they returned home, the destruction she'd wrought in their house confirmed their decision. My in-laws, still my in-laws, offer their support with the kids. My ex, however, was effectively dead to us all. She returned with AP to pack her things, a silent, furtive ghost. My sister and Bil stood guard, a silent testament to her isolation. She avoided eye contact with me, and even with our crying youngest. The breaking of our wedding photos was a desperate plea for a reaction, but I gave her nothing. She left, taking her bags, leaving behind shattered glass and a gaping hole in our past. My mother, my rock, stepped in to help with the kids. The DNA test confirmed what I already knew. My children were mine. The STI test confirmed my own clean slate. A week later, she reappeared, offering a clean divorce for half of everything. My cold no was all the reply she deserved. The law was on my side in this at-fault state. Her betrayal had cost her everything. Months later, in divorce court, she was visibly pregnant. Her lawyer, hired in desperation, was no match for my meticulously gathered evidence. Every lie, every attempt to stall, every outrageous demand was met with damning video. The judge, tired of her theatrics, ruled swiftly and decisively. She lost all custody of our children, her name stripped from the house deed. She walked away with her belongings, a fair financial settlement considering the circumstances, and the car I had bought for her, its title now signed over. She hadn't even attempted to speak to our children throughout the entire ordeal. The lies she tried to spread about me crumbled under the weight of the truth. My sister, a tireless advocate, ensured all mutual friends learned of her infidelity. Cut off and isolated, she and AP left town, transferred to some unknown location, a frozen wasteland for all I cared. Her do-over baby should be here by now. I hope it was worth it. This wasn't the Reddit post I imagined writing. But the red flags, once hidden behind rose-tinted glasses, are now glaringly obvious. The marriage is over, the betrayal exposed. And while the pain runs deep, I am free. And in that freedom, there is a quiet, profound victory.